let's talk about this one. So before I want to deep dive about the the MDR, I want to ask a very simple question. There is a lot of critical instance happens in US and in Canada and in South Korea and also in the rest of the world. And a lot of the global they have people. They have the best of breed of the security product and also the solution. And they also pass the ISO to 701, which means they have very strong commitment to the risk management. But last 2 years, they still suffer the data leakage. They still suffer the attacks. It's very easy question. They still suffer the attack if they already equipped with the product, the best of breed of the people. Why they still suffered? Okay, so because so few people, so it's not the right time to do the interactive way. So I just give you the answer. Most of customer when they talk about the security, they just talk about technology. They talk about technology part. They will say, "Oh, I'm using the CrowdStrike. I'm using the Sentinel-1 EDR. I'm using the Sophos Intercept X. I'm using Trend Micro Vision One. I'm using the Kaspersky. I'm using the Palo Alto firewall. I'm using blah blah blah. They use a lot of the security product that is best of breed of US brands. There are still use a lot of things, but you can simply ask two questions. How many people, full-time employee you have? Maybe their price is around 500 people, have 500 seats, but only three people they handle the IT stuff. IT stuff, not security stuff, which means the three people, they need to handle the storage, they need to handle the VPN, they need to handle the cloud computing, they need to handle the cybersecurity firewall, cybersecurity WAF, IPS, and also the SIEM platform. So not even single one people will fully concentrated about the security issues. So they just maintain, oh, my customer shouldn't complain to me, and the service should be continuity to running in the organization. So which means the people skill and also the mindset and also uh, there's a huge gap between the people and really manage the security issues. There's a huge gap. And the second thing you ask, uh, actually, if ransomware happens, what is your next step? How you deal with the ransomware in the following time? And some organization, the majority of organization, they don't have a clear answer. They even don't have a documentation on paper to tell what they need to do. It's a step by step, which means they don't have a clear security process, even without a process. So even they have the best of breed of technology, how to analyze it, how to fully use the potential, and how to detect, how to respond, the remain question. So, Sunful, we provide technology and the service just to filling the gap between the people and the technology and the process. We just build a golden triangle, not only technology, but also people and the process, which means MDR can give a sufficient uh, manpower and skilled expert to deal with the threats. And also we can build up the process, very clear process to deal with a lot of scenario like ransomware, algorithm mining, and also lateral movement and phishing email. There's a lot of things we can do. Okay. Why the customer need a service? Why they talk about the service? I think I will extend a few more questions to talk with the customer. So most of the time, the first thing is that if there's an attack happened during the 2 a.m., 3 a.m., what the customer will do? The security admin is laying on the bed and fall asleep, and they will not come back to organization to monitor what is happens. And they can get a notification email, but it's not enough. Actually, no one will check the email during the 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. But as a hacker, actually, that's the right time to penetrate the organization. So lack of 24/7 monitoring is an issue. For example, there's a hospital, and their hospital service should be running 24/7. but actually security monitoring capability cannot adapt to the hospital service. So lacks all 24/7 monitoring. That is first thing. And the second thing, they purchase a lot different brands like from different vendor. But any brands, any product, they generate so many alerts. Who can analyze the alerts from the firewall, from the EDR, and even stitch different angle, different perspective, and just combine firewall, combine IPS, combine the EDR into one single visibility. So who can do that? Actually, the people is not skilled enough to analyze it, stitch across different silos to one single visibility. And third one is about detect advanced threats. Currently a lot of hackers using AI and just evolve their uh, weaponization very quickly. So how to detect advanced threats? Most of customers, their secure admin cannot keep up to date about current cybersecurity attacks and cannot balance the situation. And the fourth thing is uh, what is the right process to do the instant response? And where to start? Can we figure out what is the root cause analysis? Can we just give a single visibility? The answer is no. They don't know what to do because they don't know what happens. So how come he can realize to respond very quickly? Okay, and there's also some advanced tech capability like threat intelligence combining and also constantly evolving, constant how to cope with the constant evolving threats. So there's a lot of things. Actually, just to rely on the technology is not enough. I mean, the product is not the answer. Product plus the people plus the knowledge plus the process will be the complete answer. So MDR just deal with the two things. If we combine all the angle together, just the first one is we cover 24/7 monitoring and give the real-time notification. And we also combine with threat intelligence. And we just using our service platform because service platform, there's also AI-driven technology. Actually, if all the telemetry data, all the logs comes from the EDR and the firewall, using AI can deal with a lot of false positive and leave something our security experts can further check and balance the alert fatigue problem. And also because we have honeypot, our own threat intelligence, and on the service platform, actually, we can detect a lot of advanced threats and just adapt to the dynamic changing environment. Okay, and respond. Just the two things. We will create a group. If customer using the WhatsApp, actually, we will create a WhatsApp group, customer inside, and Sanfo inside and the partner inside. The tri-party can real time to discuss about the some security instance, and Sanfo will handle the every detail and give the outcome. That is and also their security expert will 24/7 stand by to do the unlimited IR service. That is what we can do, and we also assign a dedicated customer success manager to deal with the customer issues. Customer can query whatever they want. So that's our MDR. We're just trying to cope with the detection and response, the two things. Okay. So what is I think the MDR? This terminology is not invented by Sanfo. Actually, it's from the government. It's from the Gartner. You can see the red line. Market definition. MDR is remotely delivered secure operation center functions and the rapid detection, analysis, investigation, respond through threat disruption and containment, and across the endpoint, network, logs, and cloud. Which means Sound4 can provide service based on our firewall, based on the EDR, based on the NDR, based on the XDR to cross different telemetry data and give you a full picture what is happens. And we can also connect to third party. Later, I will mention the third party integration. So we're just trying to do the threat hunting and 24/7 real-time monitoring and instant management. That is the all things that we can do during inside our MDR. Okay, so here is the service process, and or you can say it's workflow. So we can we detect first and collect the data from collect the logs from the components, and all the data will synchronize to the MDR platform. MDR just the process platform. You will not find a lot of information because it's invisible. It's our backend platform, and our secret expert will using the MDR to see the workflow to see what happens. The customer A, customer B, customer C, and we are real-time multi-tenancy architecture, but it's invisible to customer. We will give a customer portal to let the customer to know who is handling these issues and how many instances you have and how many asset is under managed. So we give the three details on the customer. But from the MDR platform, customer will not see how our expert deal with it one by one. It's not visible. Okay. Detect first, analyze second, and investigate. And once we generate report, and once we find some context and the details, we will notify the customer in the WhatsApp group. We will also send the email. And also, if customer say, please respond it, please block the IP, plus quarantine the file. Yes, we can respond immediately. So MDR, there is a board of the LA and 24/7 continuous proactive threat detection. And also we do the threat analysis combined with the threat intelligence and by our security experts. Okay, and we also because MDR we track different details, so we can realize the prevention before something happens. We can do prevention and give the threat notification to customer. Okay, other thing is about real-time notification, real-time response, instant response with 24/7. Okay, so here's the detailed service process and the detect. Uh, Most of customer will just focus on two things. So what I will highlight the two things. For example, if Sunful already find there's ransomware, how to let the customer know there's ransomware? Okay, so there's a lot of communication channels, like a lot of MDR vendor, even the local MSP, they will send email to notify the customer. They will give a phone number to the customer. But Sunful, besides the two ordinary way, we also provide instant messaging, which means we create a group and customer insight and Sunful insight and partner insight, tri-party and all insight. And if there is a ransomware happens, and the Sunful, the customer success manager will post there's a ransomware context and just request the some action, further actions. If customer say, please do it, and Sunful will do. That is instant messaging, like what I mentioned previously. Okay. And the second thing is a respond. Some customer, there are two situation. If a customer are using Sunful firewall and the EDR and the NDR, actually it's very easy for us to do the response. And the security expert can directly configure the Sunful devices and block the threat entity. And that is first way. And if a customer say, do not touch my firewall, do not touch my EDR, so we will also give the remediation recommendations and with a natural language and fully understandable, the second way. And if customer are using third party, like the Palo Alto firewall, like the Fortinet firewall, and CrowdStrike EDR, because service is not a SIEM platform, it's not technology. So we open some capability to limited well-known brands. So we can also support the Fortinet firewall and the CrowdStrike EDR. But remember, our expert cannot deal with a lot of product in the world. So just the top three firewall, top three EDR. That is what we are trying to do and provide uh, based on the SLA, we can give satisfied results to customer. Okay, and we also have a regular customer can subscribe like monthly, weekly, and semi-year report and yearly report. Actually, there will have a lot of different perspective, like from the how how is the condition of the service of the server and the laptop. So from the asset perspective, we can give you a report. And I just focus on the top five of the security instance. So can you give me the detailed report? Yes, we can also give according to the another angle, another perspective. We can give you the instant security instance and the report. And if customers say, can you give me the raw logs? Yes, we can give the raw logs. Can you give me the configuration? Yes, we can give the configuration. So everything will combine into the dashboard, into the uh, report. So the report, WhatsApp group, and also the email. And some customer will compare the MSOC and MDR. So manage the secure operation center and also manage the detection response. What is the difference? You can acquire the service from the local MSP very easily, but why you still want to listen to some for MDR? So there are very major thing is that MSOC is only watch the threats and warn the customer. Hey, Mr. Customer, you need to deal with the threats. I monitor it. You block it, and you, according to my recommendation, block it. So that is MSOC. Collect the logs, analyze it, and monitor and feedback to the customer. But MDR is not. MDR focus on the detection and response, which means we detect cross different components, and the detection the capability will deeper compared to MSOC. And also we do the response. We do the last mile for the customer, which means customer don't have people. I understand. Customer don't have knowledge. I understand. Customer is very about and anxiety about the attacks. Yes, some for understand. So we also do this respond. Not only watch, but also detect deeply and fix for customer and give the IR report to refine the security architecture and fine-tune the security policy. That is what we do. We do extended way to make sure the attacks will not happen anymore. Okay, there is something pop up. Let me answer it first. Ahmed asked, the MDR can be a replacement of SOC. Uh, traditional SOC rely on the SIEM platform, SIEM platform, and MDR actually you can regard is more like a mini SOC. Later, I will tell you because most of the customer they don't have a budget, they don't have the investment about the SIM platform. So if customer using the firewall, customer using the EDR, and all the components can directly connect to MDR. So MDR, we can detect, we can respond, we can generate a report. So you can regard it as a mini SOC. Yeah. If customer say, I if I purchase some for XDR and can use security analyst to manage, the answer is yes. So it's called full-fledged secure operation solution, which means MDR manage the platform and all the components. So it can be a replacement of the SOC. I wish I answer it clearly. So any question, you can just write it to the column, and I will answer it one by one. Okay, so and I think the MDR, what is the different? What is the MDR positioning strategy, and what is our different unique differentiation? There are four things. The first one is MDR will focus actively the response and containment. So just like I mentioned, so compared to MSOC, we not only the monitor, we not only the detect, but we also focus on the response. And the second thing is, build a SOC is a heavy thing, which means you need to fine tune the policy and like the SIM onboarding, maybe at least is 1 month and connect the different logs to the SIM. But actually, using MDR, we can 7 working day to make the service onboarding. So actually, it's a low overhead for clients and faster service onboarding. If customer have a firewall, customer have EDR, customer email security, so just connect to the MDR is very easy, and we can fast onboarding within 7 working day. Okay, and third one is MSOC will fully equipped, fully rely on the automatic tools and like VAPT and a lot of different tools. But actually, some for MDR, we combine AI and human being because I think AI doesn't represent everything. AI still have a lot of false positive and hallucination. So what Sanfo can do, Sanfo will also combine the expert pool to manage the threats to reduce. We can realize zero patient about the risk, about the threats. Okay, final thing is we are outcome driven service. So our SLA is that if there is a ransomware and we are not realize it, we are not to resolve it, and we will give the actually suffer some of the attacks, and we also give you the expected loss. We can also give you it's covered by the cyber insurance. So which means MDR is a serious one. Our SLA is a outcome driven service. Okay. So here is the key file differentiators. Combine human machine learning and AI and give you the expected results. And the second thing is a contrast. And we combine the detection, prevention, and response. And we also equipped with a dedicated customer manager to the customer. So customer can query whatever they want. And we also create a WhatsApp group. And the fourth thing is about Sunful. We have threat intelligence adversary. We not only provide threat intelligence, but we also combine threat intelligence along all the process when we deal with the threats. And the final thing is a rapid onboarding within 7 working days. Okay, so here's the quotation structure. I just share us your BOQ. So, MDR sensor. Uh, MDR sensor is a sensor that connect to the core switch, gather the traffic. And there is a MDR and EDR. We create a bundle called Manage the Advanced Endpoint Security Bundle. So this bundle we give we can regard it more like a commercial bundle and realize the cost effective cost. Okay, final thing is about MDR third-party integration. If customer have some third party, we can also connect to our MDR to manage. Okay, so there's a sales perspective. Maybe someone expected the commercial bundle. Yes, EDR and MDR, we can create a bundle. So it's called MAES bundle. Actually, the price is very cost effective. And the second thing is, Sunful, because we are comprehensive security vendor. We not only provide the endpoint, but also the firewall and the SDA. So we combine the SDA and the EDR and with the MDR altogether. Why? Because most of the vendor, like CrowdStrike, like SentinelOne, they just provide EDR, which means they just cover the endpoint angle. But actually, there's a lot of ransomware. They will penetrate from the network channel from east to west to launch a lot of attacks. So traffic analysis is also very important angle. I think even the most important angle. So we combine the network and the endpoint and just upload all the telemetry data to our MDR. So there is a more comprehensive commercial bundle. Okay, so I mentioned a lot about third-party integration. So, but we only highlight top three, top four brands. So if customer using Palo Alto Firewall and want our MDR to manage, if customer using 49 Firewall, Checkpoint Firewall, not manage and do some recommendation and respond, yes, we can do. And if customer are using the SentinelOne EDR, Microsoft Defender, CrowdStrike Falcon, and the Trend Micro Vision One, so we can also manage the full major brand of the EDR. And out of scope of these brands, we don't support because we are not a SIM platform. We are not an open box. We are a service. So the vendor data just synchronized to our MDR. We need to show commitment, 100% block to customer. So we will not open to a lot of third-party integration. But this seven brands, actually, we can commit them to customer. We can 100% block the threats. Okay, so Ahmed asked, can MDR become a SOC solution? So here is a picture that can answer your question. So what we are trying to recommend to customer is that customer are using EDR or they have requirement about EDR and using firewall and using the NDR. Have NDR, it's okay. So they can pay very little money to get the Sunful NDR solution. So all the components from endpoint network, they transmit their logs and the telemetry data to MDR. MDR, we can give a customer portal to let the customer know how many instances happens and what asset is managed by Sunful experts and who is handling the instance separately. And also customer will get a group and customer will get a report. So as mentioned, it's more like a mini SOC. It's not a full-fledged SOC, but it's a mini SOC, which means Sunful handle everything for customer. It's a called full managed SecOps architecture. And from the environment, like a user, endpoint, network, application, identity, IoT, I know there's a lot of things. And we will use the three components, and some for experts will wire the MDR to manage the network and endpoint resolve the security issues. And if customer using the third party, we can also support 7 brands of the third party. So combine the two MDR altogether. A customer can choose whether using our native components or using third-party components. It's the customer choice, but MDR can cover all. So it's more like a mini SOC: detect, investigate, respond, and report. But it's a service. It's based on the service to present to the customer. Okay, and there is a secret operation architecture. So I can tell how to deploy this solution. So customer they will get the real physical real product is a NDR firewall and the network sensor and EPP EDR is more like a software installed as an agent to cover the server and laptop. So that is a real product and they will functioning in the network parameter and also the endpoint, the environment. And what is and the Sunful will provide an MDR service. Although it's a SaaS service, which means all the data will transmit to the Sunful MDR platform, and the platform will give a customer portal to tell customer what happens. And MDR also have a backend platform, the service platform, and our expert will work on the service. For example, there's a ticketing one, ticketing two, ticketing three. So we will execute one by one, but it's invisible to customer because there's a lot of customer ticket. So it's just like a ITSM system. So we are trying to realize and deal with the threats one by one, and we can cover a lot of different threats and different risk management items like vulnerability information, security instance, clear text risk. So there's a lot of attacks we can cover, and we just generate a report to customer. Okay, I give you some actual benefits. The first one is MDR. If customer purchase MDR, actually they can also get unlimited IR service. Even customer, if you know some of the customer they are suffering the attacks, customer can request assistance to Sunful partner, and Sunful partner can notify Sunful staff. We have local office in Dubai production city, so you can contact any single the sales, pre-sales, and the management team, and also the FAE. So we will initiate IR service, and we will go to the customer site or our partner install some of the components, and the data will synchronize our MDR. So we will do the IR first. This is a free IR. And once the ransomware and some attacks is under control, and we will give 15-day free to customer and let customer enjoy 24/7 monitoring and report and IR report. There's a lot of things can cover on the inside MDR. So IR for free and 15 MDR service for free. So there are two benefits that we can give the customer. It's also an initial way to take the opportunity. And actually, last year we got some of the projects and we do free IR service, and customer is happy, and customer say can you install some of the EDR and do the POC for me first and let me to see the effectiveness? And after 15 days, they started to apply the budget, and finally we just give a full-fledged secure operation solution to a customer. Okay, and the third topic is about cyber insurance. Cyber insurance, some for MDR can cover the insurance-backed benefits built into the Athena MDR service. Actually, it's for free. It's not an additional charge. That is first thing I want to highlight. And if the cyber security incident happens, the assigned customer success manager will coordinate instant response and claim submission. And all eligible new Athena MDR purchase order will include MDR assurance by default at no additional cost. That is our cyber insurance. And compared to the SentinelOne and CrowdStrike cyber insurance, we are different because they are insurance. Actually, they are direct insurance, which means customer need to purchase the MDR service from the vendor. Customer also leave another additional fee to insurance company. Actually, CrowdStrike will charge the money something split to the insurance company. And if you get some attacks, you need to talk with the insurance company and claim what is happened. But Sunful actually is called the assurance is insurance backed, and we will talk with the insurance company, and we will sell our MDR to customer. If the customer suffer something, and actually, you can talk to Sunful directly, and you don't need to just talk with the insurance company directly, entangle with a lot of negotiation and claims. No, Sunful will do everything for you. Okay, and there's a conditions for coverage. All condition so there are some conditions that we need the customers to fulfill, and to further partner can further explain according to this scenario. So Athena MDR covered assets, only servers and PCs included in the defined MDR service asset scope are eligible. For example, if customer purchase 100 server and MDR cover 100 servers, but out of scope of the uh, server and there's some actual server they are under attack, we will not apply. They cannot apply the some of the money because we are it's not monitored by Sunfire MDR. It's very easy to understand, right? So the second thing is Athena EPP deployed and operating normally. So because MDR will focus on the data transmission, which means the EDR and the firewall and the NDR should running properly and remain online and normally upload the data. If there's a they don't upload the data, so our secret expert will can check completely. So it's a incomplete data. We cannot realize we can realize and give a perfect outcome. So it will also will not covered by cyber insurance. And third one is active Athena MDR service. The MDR service must remain active and within its valid term. If the MDR service is already expired, actually you need to renew it. If you don't renew, we will not cover. Okay, and there's some instance that we cover. There's some major attacks, but are not limited to these attacks. Actually, we can cover all the instance and also assets. Okay, ransomware attacks, malware viruses, and unauthorized malicious intrusion, and DDoS, denial of service attacks. So there's a major thing, but we can cover most of the attacks. Okay, so here's the most important thing. So full layer of the calculation. So the maximum of the payable amount is 1 million. So that is the maximum cumulative payout for the customer for each service term, not the payout for every instant. And the second layer is about instant. For example, instant is some sort of for example, ransomware is an instant. And if you suffer ransomware, the the maximum or the instant compensation, we can give you the 100,000 the US dollars. But everything need to based on the real scenario. So we cannot say this is the framework, but we will also examine the evidence and some context. Okay, and the third layer is the per host limit. Each host payable amount is the 2,000. Okay, there are three layer. And the final one is not decided, so I will not talk with you now. So actually the calculation based on the customer, based on the instant, based on the host. So that are three layer that we can provide. Okay, so like I mentioned, our service will help you deal with the real-time monitoring 24/7 and also the unlimited AR service. And the MDR assurance is with no charge, and MDR assurance will pay for your related losses based on the asset, based on the instant, based on the customer. That is our cyber insurance. Okay, final thing is about the customer experience. Because I will not give you a demonstration due to the time limitation. So I will just tell you how our MDR team will handle if there's something happens. So, you are using the third party, you are using the Sunful firewall and the EDR. So all the data, we call it data source, will connect to the MDR platform. MDR platform will do the technical parsing, and there's generated two angle. The first one is the security user cases, and we also combine with threat intelligence. And there's a lot of alerts will pop up in our MDR platform. So like this way, that is our backend platform. Actually, our MDR expert team will handle different tickets. What our team do? Actually, they will check every single alerts. For example, infected with mining virus, infected with Locky ransomware. So we will check the logs and instance. So there is a text address. It's a public IP, which means maybe there's a C and C communication, and we will check the IP address from different threat intelligence source, and we find that there's a malicious domain, so we need to block the domain. Okay, and another attack is like communication with proxy tool, Ungarook. And we will check. Oh, Ungarook is a well-known proxy, is tunning tool, and destination IP is external. They are establishing tunnel and bypass firewall. So we think actually there's attacks happens. And like circle injection and doing the brute force attack, we will label the key evidence. Attacker IP is internal, victim IP is external. Yes. Once we find there's some attacks happens, we will notify the customer. And we will generate a secure instant notification like instant name, instant type, instant ID, affected asset, and also outbound domain URL connection and recommendations. If if customer say, please help to block it, thanks. We will log into the NDR, firewall, EDR, and block it. And the customer say, please give me the snapshot. And MDR team will just give a snapshot about configuration. Okay, so that is the today's webinar about MDR. As I mentioned, the MDR actually we combine some full technology, and meanwhile we also provide the 24/7 monitoring application and also create a group to tell the customer what happens and also give the unlimited AR service. Meanwhile, we also provide the cyber insurance for free. So that is all the content we want to highlight today. Is there some questions? Actually, you can ask freely. Okay. If there is no further question, thanks for joining our today's webinar. And actually, we will finish the webinar. Thank you.